creature from hell. He grinds all day to play all night. Thumbs on fire, eyes locked in tight. Eyes flicking back and forth, bony fingers mashing buttons with printer not to fade. One boss down, two bosses down. He doesn't blink, he just moves on. Score goes up, crowd goes wild. The king of games, Artemis. The king of games, Artemis. A gamer like no other, a gamer like no other. All bosses fall when Artemis comes. Side quests are main quests, always OP before the final boss. Nothing like a one-shot kill. Wait, are we lost? Checks the map, need to find every item. 100% is the name of the game. Achievement hunting, Artemis wins where the scrubs fail. Headed straight, it's getting heavier. One boss down, two bosses down. He don't blink, he just moves on. Score goes up, crowd goes wild. The king of games, Artemis. The king of games, Artemis. A gamer like no other, a gamer like no other. All bosses fall when Artemis comes. Take them all on, stacking the odds won't save the boss. All the enemies will fall one by one, they all crumble. Artemis plays by his own rule. The king of games, Artemis. The king of games, fall when Artemis comes. Video games with gamer logic. Artemis is the one, a creature from hell. He grinds all day to play all night. Thumbs on fire, eyes locked in tight. Eyes flicking back and forth, bony fingers mashing buttons with printer not to fade. One boss down, two bosses down. He doesn't blink, he just moves on. Score goes up, crowd goes wild. The king of games, Artemis. The king of games, Artemis. A gamer like no other, a gamer like no other. All bosses fall when Artemis comes. Side like a one-shot kill. Wait, are we lost? Checks the map, need to find every item. 100% is the name of the game. Achievement hunting, Artemis wins where the scrubs fail. Headed straight, it's getting heavier. One boss down, two bosses down. He don't blink, he just moves on. Score goes up, crowd goes wild. The king of games, Artemis. The king of games, Artemis. A gamer like no other, a gamer like no other. All bosses fall when Artemis comes. Take them all on, stacking the odds won't save the boss. All the enemies will fall one by one, they all crumble. Artemis plays by his own rule. The king of games, Artemis. The king of games, fall when Artemis comes. Video games with gamer logic. Artemis is the one, a creature from hell. He grinds all day to play all night. Thumbs on fire, eyes locked in tight. Eyes flicking back and forth, bony fingers mashing buttons with preternatural faith. One boss down, two bosses down. He doesn't blink, he just moves on. Score goes up, crowd goes wild. The king of games, Artemis. The king of games, Artemis. A gamer like no other, a gamer like no other. All bosses fall when Artemis comes. Side quests are main quests, always OP before the final boss. Nothing like a one-shot kill. Wait, are we lost? Checks the map, need to find every item. 100% is the name of the game. Achievement hunting, Artemis wins where the scrubs fail. Headed straight, it's getting heavier. One boss down, two bosses down. He don't blink, he just moves on. Score goes up, crowd goes wild. The king of games, Artemis. The king of games, Artemis. A gamer like no other, a gamer like no other. All bosses fall when Artemis comes. the king of games. Artemis, the king of games. Artemis, a gamer like no other. A gamer like no other. One boss down, two bosses down. All bosses fall when Artemis comes.
I muted myself again. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you, Kuro. I am sometimes retarded. But yes, I have moved Thursdays to Mondays as Thursdays have become problematic. I have become a bit more busy come Thursdays. So I've moved them to Monday, which should help me stay on top of certain gaming news that pop up Monday, especially with a lot of interesting things that have been happening in the gaming world with like Xbox studios and so forth. Now, today is kind of a special day. I'm going to try most of this week to do a little theme. You already see the hashtag. And we'll get to that a little later. First, there's a few stories I wanted to cover that I found interesting. Now, I actually want to verify one quick because it was a story I covered a few streams ago. And I just want to make sure what I heard was correct, or if they've followed up saying they've gotten it back. Okay. I put it in a video, but yeah, okay. So it is confirmed. I just want to confirm it first. All right. I'm a little amped up. I'm a little hyper today. I don't know why, but we're going to run with it. So let's get this show on the road. Number 2, Free the Mouse. Yeah, I don't know. She some of the art she's been posting of me. I kind of want to put her in a trap. Just saying. So first up, I covered this a little bit. I want to say last week. Oh, actually, let's see. We'll see the post. The post was, yeah, last week. Free me! No, no, she can stay in the cage. Now, about a week ago, Joshua Kane had his account compromised, Microsoft account, 25 years. We talked about this, and for some reason, Xbox deleted the account in entirety. I've had a bit of gamer subs today, and I've had a very adventurous time at day job today. So yeah, not to mention I potentially have a very interesting storm coming my way. I don't know yet, but yes, RD is amped up a bit. Very hyper, very hyper. Which would be great if I can get that, when I can get that webcam so we can get that other avatar up and running. But that's a problem for another day. But yes, last week I believe I covered this a little bit. Joshua Kane had his account compromised. 25 years of data, baby pictures and all, deleted because Microsoft couldn't recover it for some reason, which seemed like a really retarded thing to do. How could they not recover it? Which seems next to impossible for me, especially since they confirmed he is the owner of the account. Me, along with many others, thousands of others, as you can see, liked and we shared this to try to gain attention, which turned out to have a positive effect. Pirate Nation here, recovering on it. The backlash from it, Xbox support posted a public message saying anyone dealing with the same account recovery issue can contact them directly after they were able to recover his account. He got his account back with all his games, which is fan-fucking-tastic. That makes me happy. Them, for some reason, in support, deleting it outright didn't seem right, because that's normally not what they do. They normally have some sort of means of recovering it, especially if they confirm you are the person. They're able to lock out the other person, sending you a secured access code or some ways, or with an authenticator app, whatever they did, they can usually do that to recover it. There's ways they can do it. I don't know all of them, but I know there is a way. So them deleting it outright seems strange. And apparently the people in Xbox higher ups thought the same. And he managed to get his account back, which is awesome. I'm glad for him. But that's also an extreme warning sign for digital, which it seems like that's where everything is going. So if anything, consoles will probably die off because of the digital thing. Because honestly, if you're going to buy digital, stick to PC. Steam and GOG, they're much, much better at handling your games than Xbox or PlayStation. Sure, some of these games will give you them bullshit EULAs that give you this temporary license, but there are things in play that are trying to counter that. I did come across an interesting story here. Holy fuck, light mode. Oh, God, my eyes. I should turn on light. No, I don't fucking care. I want to see if a storm comes in. Lights can stay off. We'll just deal with the pain. Life is pain. But here, I came across this story of, I believe it was European. Yeah, UK, Digital Entertainment and Retail Association, called Sony's decision a triumph of corporate convenience over consumer choice. Which is exactly what it is. Sony going full digital does not help the consumer at all. It actually removes any choice they have on how to obtain what said media. All it does is make it easier for Sony to make stuff and make money. And unfortunately, this is actually one of the points where I do like the UK, because the UK, when it comes to consumer choice, tends to be the leading example of it. Granted, there's other issues with the UK, but they do, for some reason, believe if you buy something, you own it. So I'll give them that. So on here, in this article, I don't want to read all of it, I just want to cover some points of it. In a statement published online, Kim Bailey, CEO of ERA, said its data shows that 25% of under 25s use discs for gaming, and that discs should remain a choice on top of digital. Which means, I believe that 25 is the age group. 25 under 25s, I believe, is referring to people under 25. Which is weird metric, but whatever. Hold on, let me actually just double check what that I'm understanding that correct. 25 under 25. Yes, okay, it is referring to individuals under 25. And I'm going to assume if they expand that scope to, say, under 40, that 25% would be much higher. That's speculation on my part. But considering gaming has been around since the mid 80s, and people in the 40s do still play these, hell, we had Skyrim Grandma. So we know older people do play games. So I would assume that 25% would actually be higher if they included a larger age group. Now, PlayStation's announcement that major games will no longer be available on disc is a triumph of corporate convenience over consumer choice, Bailey said. Every year, millions of gamers still choose to buy physical copies because they value true ownership. A disc can be shared with family, traded in, collected, preserved, and crucially, still played years from now, which is true to a point. A downloaded license offers none of those freedoms, which is also true. Now, we all know most games these days, even if they come on a disc, it is a download code, which will lead to this little tab here soon. And a day one update or whatever bullshit they have when it goes live, so that the disc is just a key. However, you still have the key versus having it completely digital where it can just be taken. Like, I've said this before, I made the mistake of buying my Spider-Man games digitally because I was unaware and didn't pay attention. I was not aware at the time, or I just chose not to read things. Either one, it's still my fault. So when those games became delisted and were no longer available on the Xbox systems, I lost those games. I should have got discs for those games, and I kick myself every day because I would love to play them again for everyone. Web of Shadows was awesome. I never got to finish it. Shattered Dimensions was amazing. And what was it? Web of Shadows, Shattered Dimensions, and Edge of Time. I did finish Edge of Time and Shattered Dimensions. I loved both of those. I would say Miguel O'Hara is probably one of my favorite versions of Spider-Man, but that's probably some bias there. Anyways, back to the article. ERA consumer data shows that 25% of under 25s use discs for gaming, and the total disc-based games market was valued at over 300 million euros, or pounds. I think that's pounds. 300 million pounds in 2025, demonstrating that there remains a substantial and committed audience for boxed games, which is true. That's a lot of money, because I think pounds are worth more than dollars. I'm not going to look, but I'm pretty sure pounds and euros are actually higher than dollars. And that's a lot of money to earn from physical sales. A lot of money that Sony, for some reason, is just tossing away. Just like they did with Concord and Marathon. That's a lot of money they're just pissing away. Which really, honestly, doesn't make any sense to me. From like a business perspective, losing money does not seem like a smart way to go things. But we'll get to that shortly. Retailers see this demand every day. Physical games continue to bring people in shops and give consumers real value through gifting, collecting, and resale, which is an interesting thing. So my local Walmart, they've redesigned their electronics section, which has the video games, and the Nintendo section has games, accessories, and whatnot, consoles. The PlayStation section has games, accessories, and consoles. The Xbox section just has consoles and accessories. And it's significantly smaller than the other two. There are no games at all at Walmart. Not even the older ones that you could buy a disc of. Any Walmart game for Xbox is gone for some reason. I'm actually still surprised Sony still has physical games in the store. I don't even know what's going on with that part, but it seems Xbox has moved away from physical copies, or at least in Walmart's, anyways, for some reason. Even though I haven't really seen an actual announcement for that, which is very odd. Now, the industry should be embracing every legitimate way consumers want to buy games, not narrowing their choices. Digital distribution has transformed gaming and is hugely popular, but it should complement physical formats, not replace them. Consumers deserve the freedom to choose how they buy their entertainment. Removing discs doesn't represent progress, it simply removes choice. That's bad for gamers, bad for retailers, and ultimately bad for the long term health and preservation of our games industry, which is 100% accurate. Now, as I said before, I use my local Walmart as an example because unfortunately I don't have too many other stores nearby like that. I can get stuff like this, specifically movies and whatnot as well. And even without like movies, the little section for movies is one of those little end aisle things. They don't really have physical movies for sale either, which I don't know if that's a choice by Walmart or what. But that leads me that I can already see is like the electronics department would be getting smaller in the future. I can see that already. If anything, it'd just be focused down to PC stuff, Nintendo, maybe a section for the other consoles, the phones, and the little other accessories you would get. They would be significantly smaller. Hell, the book section's actually kind of trash too, depending on which one you go to. I know the one by me is kind of sad. I can't. I really wish I had a decent bookstore nearby, to be honest. Now, oh, all right. Now, the ERA's board members include representatives of the likes of Amazon, what's left of UK video game retailer Game, HMV, and more bricks and mortar and online shops. The comments of its CEO join a growing call for Sony to reverse its decision, which has dominated discussions around PlayStation and its announcement ever since it was made last week. And it goes on and on about this. PlayStation users and whatnot all subscribe to PlayStation Plus and whatnot, which I believe a lot have left, but at the same time, I don't think enough have left PlayStation Plus. People see the benefit of PlayStation Plus outweighing the future. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of games you can play on there. However, for me specifically, I've played most of those games already, so I don't see any value in PlayStation Plus, really. Hence why I walked away from it months ago. It's a waste of money, in my opinion, because there's nothing of real value there. The only reason I would need it would be to play games online. And if I would, I'd get the lowest tier possible. When I get back to Death Stranding 2, I may actually have to get PlayStation Plus again so I can properly play that game. Because there is some online connectivity with Death Stranding 2, which I hate. If I bought it on PC, I wouldn't have a freaking problem. You know what? I may just buy it again on PC. My PC should be able to run it now with my new RAM. I may do that and just walk away from that altogether. I do have other games on my PlayStation that I can play offline or that don't need online connectivity, really. I might do that. Now, Xbox, however, I do play a lot still on there. Not to mention it's tied to my PC a bit, so I kind of still need that. The Game Pass, because that's all included in there. I can't play any of those games online or without them, which I have more multiplayer games on there like that. But I am slowly moving more to PC, so I'll be less dependent on that in the future, which is a good thing. Now, this leads me to the Halo Campaign Evolved situation. If this will load. There we go. Okay. I shared a few posts of this. Let's go here, which I found this hilarious. So, I've talked about this before. The Halo Campaign Evolved PS5 disc requires a day one update download plus a Microsoft account. Now, a person here, a gamer who secured an early PlayStation 5 Collector's Edition copy of Halo Campaign Evolved, which launches on the July 28th in 8 days, has reported that once you've installed the game from the hard copy, you are forced to download a mandatory update, meaning the game is not playable from the disc, which we've mostly suspected this already, and that's kind of been the case with most games. It's just a code. And that is annoying. But the funnier thing is, this is annoying, of course, but it's become standard practice nowadays. But that's not all. This person also says that once you've completed the mandatory download, you still can't play Halo Campaign Evolved until you sign in with a Microsoft account. Again, making the game unplayable unless you play it online. What she shares right here. Confirmation that the new Halo release is the expected coaster. Need a download to start and won't let you play without an additional login even after. Now, mind you, this is not a multiplayer online game. This is a single player campaign game. And he's playing it on PS5. But he cannot play it on PS5 unless he also has a Microsoft account, which is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Now, and for some reason, they're citing online progressions and crossplay for some reason for a game that is a single player game. What does cross-platform play have to do with this? If someone's playing it on PlayStation, why would they need a Microsoft account? They're not playing it on Xbox. They're playing it on PlayStation. The same with the Xbox. I mean, apparently on Xbox, you don't need a PlayStation account, which is odd. Well, we got a chat, and I wasn't paying attention. They messed up the art direction so bad in this remaster. They did that too. I've covered that too. They've changed a lot of things. There's a lot of rumors that we'll probably see substantiated in the upcoming weeks of certain guns that were redesigned with AI and done incorrectly. There was one specifically. Oh god, I'm a bad Halo player. I forgot what it was called, but it has a venting mechanism. And in the original game, when it opens the vent, it opens away from the player to vent all the heat. But in the new one, for some reason, it opens it up and vents into your face. Not to mention the needler. Everyone knows the needler. For some reason, they put an ammo counter on the needler, even though you could look at the fucking needler and see how many needles are left on the gun because of how it fires. They're right there, sticking out. You can count them. You can clearly see there's 19 there. And when you fire a few, hey, I got like 12 left. Fire a few more, I got 3 there. I can clearly see that. I don't need an extra counter on there. And that's just a tip of the iceberg for some of the stuff they redesigned, not to mention the color mechanics. They forced that bisexual lighting into the game too, which doesn't make sense because, what was it? Reach isn't purple at night. It is orange during the day. At night, it does have that purple lighting to it, but during the day, it's orange, and the cover is during the day. But again, Smash covered this. And I believe I covered some of those posts too. The bisexual lighting stuff is real. People like to believe it's not, but it's there. It used to be neo-noir. Mind you, I love neo-noir. It's partially helped inspire some of my own stuff. I love that stuff. I love noir, neo-noir. This stuff's amazing. But unfortunately, certain people like to co-op certain things, and then they ruin it for everyone else, which makes things just kind of retarded. But yes. Now, as I said before, Halo Combat Evolved is a single-player game that now requires online connection. That online connection will now determine if you're on PlayStation if you have a Microsoft account, which is dumb. Now, the earlier rumor was saying you would need like Game Pass as well on top of having a Microsoft account to play this. That so far has been debunked. Which he states here, earlier reports say you need a PlayStation Plus account for co-op has since been dispelled. So far. Mind you, the game launches on the 28th, so this person can't actually play this right now. He has to, I mean, even with the disc, you still won't be able to play this early, which is dumb. And I find this is probably one of the dumbest things ever. Now, as I was saying, so you got games like COD that have the Activision account that lets you play from whatever system you want, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and your progression follows you because you have an Activision account. They've done that for decades. Fortnite is the same. Fortnite has your Epic account, which also allows you to play cross-platform, which you can play on the PlayStation, on the Switch, on your Xbox, or on PC. As long as your Epic account is linked, you have no issues. One account, but you can play on multiple platforms. Granted, you still need that subscription thing on console, but you don't need that on PC. Just to be online, which honestly I think ever since Xbox introduced that years ago, it was probably the dumbest thing ever. Having to pay again to play online. Such a scam. Such a scam. This is one of the things why I'm kind of moving more of my multiplayer games to PC, because I don't have to pay again to play online. Which probably will lead me to cancel my Xbox Game Pass in the future. Right now I have it for other games and whatnot I still do play. But eventually we will get there as I move further and further from console dependency. And I don't even have a Nintendo Plus, whatever the hell that subscription is for that. So even though I got a Switch, I like my anime games on the Switch more than I do on the other consoles. Especially my Digimon. I can have Digimon running in the background on my Switch and just let my Switch chill. And, you know, the timer will still tick down. I can't do that on my PlayStation. Now, this is just still such dumb. I don't know why Studio 343 couldn't have done something similar. If that was really required, they made this so complicated, and I know why they made it complicated. We've seen the picture of the people who work at Studio 343. I believe it's 90% women, or close to it, so it's not a dig in women directly, but, you know, we all know. And, I don't know, I would hope it does well, but at the same time, I need to see more, because I want to know more of what they did, because there's so much still under wraps that I'll say this, the lefties are very good at keeping things hidden until they're forced to release it. I assume in the days to come, we will see more about this game particularly and the stuff that's in it. And for one, I cannot wait to hear this stuff. I will cover it when I come across it. I will actively try to look for it too, because I am interested, because Halo, I grew up with Halo. Well, somewhat grew up with Halo, but I loved Halo. Halo's still awesome. Granted, 4 and 5 kind of shit the story. Now, there was another interesting thing I came across. I think Pirate Nation here and Super Sis, and I got a video talk about this. So PlayStation, as we covered before, was getting a lot of heat for getting rid of physical media and their announcement and whatnot, with shutting down the PlayStation 3 store and so forth. They got a lot of heat for it, and they're still getting heat. Hell, I'm still actively posting the screenshots of their community notes whenever I can, or whenever I remember. Either one, whenever it comes place, underneath their posts. which apparently is also pissing them off, which is still hilarious. Now, there's a new report, Pirate Nation here, that claims PlayStation could be using social media bots to defend its decision to stop making physical game discs. According to Moore's Law is dead, AI was used to analyze accounts posting in support of PlayStation's digital-only future. The report says many of these accounts look suspicious, with recent creation dates, AI-generated profile pictures, and very similar posting patterns. Now, I got that video up here. It's only 18 minutes long. We'll get to it. But SuperSys here also talks about this. It's basically the same thing. But I think, now which one of you actually had some comments under here? Oh, yeah, Morelive's got this here. Anyways, I did want to cover this. Hopefully, I can get the audio correct so you can freaking hear it, which I want to listen to, so I'm going to switch devices for my audio. Alright, there we go. I got the audio fixed, right? You can hear it, right? The stupid.
So
There
this
we go.
past week, I noticed that a bunch of gamers on Twitter were suggesting that the people defending Sony right now, Sony's attempt to kill physical discs, were actually not humans, that they were hired bots deployed to do damage control. And I've got to be honest, my gut reaction was to think that this idea was probably overblown. I mean, sure, the internet's full of bots and you'll find them on either
I want to kind of skip ahead here. No, he's got the how he search for bots. That's
side of whatever. But then, well, I started digging into it. Through the comments, specifically responding to Sony's posts on Twitter,
perfect.
purely out of curiosity. And I think this might actually be true. Now, to be clear about what I'm talking about, though, what I did is I scrolled and tried to find anyone fully defending an all digital, zero ownership future in the replies to Sony.
I do want to skip ahead here. He's just explaining how he searched everything, which ain't hard. I mean, you can go through, look at everything, scroll, but we'll skip here. The do not harass, which do not harass them people. I mean, they're probably AI bots, but you know, still. Harassment's bad.
All right. So let's get to the case studies, as I call them. So, case number one, this person is a supposed fan of One Piece that conveniently uses the main character to hide his face. Of course, he is defending Sony's move to go all digital and even somehow actually using the PS3 store shutting down as an example that the all digital future is good. Yeah, that was a huge red flag.
Oh, Parasite Eve. I'm gonna have to add that to my list of PlayStation 1 games to find. Actually, it may not be that hard for me to find. I do have a local game store. Parasite Eve is an awesome fucking game. The Power of Mitochondria. Oh, fucking awesome game. Which I believe I do on Steam, waiting for Was it Parasite Eve Mutation or something? I played the demo with you guys, so that'll be interesting when that comes out. But yeah,
flag to me that we should look into if this one is probably a bot. And if you go back, you can see that he has frequently been hyping up PlayStation stuff for a while now, but well, this was the smoking gun for me. He pretends to be excited about a Wolverine ad being part of some deal to be shown before the movie The Odyssey in theaters.
wait, what? Hold on. Alright, so let's take a look at this. So, I Ain't No Hero Wolverine. Catch a brand new trailer for Marvel's Wolverine, also playing ahead of the Odyssey in select theaters in the US starting today. So this was July 16th. All anything left is rage. Damn, you cooked Wolverine like a Wolverine fan would cook. Thank you, just thank you. Can't wait to explore more. That's a weird way to say that.
Wolverine ad being part of some deal to be shown before the movie The Odyssey in theaters this weekend. And he was hyping up The Odyssey just 2 days before it was publicly announced that there'd be this big Wolverine Odyssey deal. How did he know that? I guess maybe he just decided to become a big Christopher Nolan fan despite not really talking about that at all in his account in the past, 2 days before a big deal with Sony, but I find that unlikely. And if you go back through his timeline as well, he oddly has rabid interests, one after another, that are sometimes months or years apart with radio silence. It's a hallmark of bots on Twitter. Like this person, like for some reason, for a few months, all Dragon Ball Z posts and then all WWE posts, and the WWE posts have perfectly spelled with parts of it capitalized tweets, like like they were given to him from a corporation.
Now that's interesting. See, I don't know much about bots. That's something I'm actually still learning about. But I didn't know they posted in spurts like that with a specific theme. Most of the bots I deal with usually show up in my DMs, either on Discord or X. And most of them are either trying to do one or two things, trying to sell me art or all this stuff I don't want to talk about. But either way, no, seeing that the habits of bots posted online, I think is kind of fascinating and educational at the same time. Because then it helps you better identify when you're interacting with someone online if they're a bot or not, which I may have come across and debated a bot once or twice just because I was ignorant of that. But then, after a couple of replies, you start realizing they're kind of talking a little funny. They don't talk normal. I've had a few conversations like that, and I'm like, you're a fucking bot. All right.
Like, so if you see a person who, like, for 1 year is just all of this weird political, like, hate stuff, and then they're gone for a month, and then all of a sudden it's all perfectly written, corporate-y WWE tweets, and then a year later it's time to talk about PlayStation, that is how you know that this person is almost for sure a bot. I'm not 100% sure with this person, but I've got to say I'm 90% sure. All right, now let's move on.
Yeah, with what we just saw with them scrolling through that post, I would say that person is also a bot. And it's interesting to see that. I mean, I do understand, get interest in everything, but like me, I don't hyper focus on one thing, but I do know some people do, and they'll focus on that with like a laser focus. Me, I love anime. I love all of it. Well, most of it. There are ones I don't like. There is a couple that I'm currently watching that I have issues with. Granted, I started watching more subbed, and I just cannot watch. Sir, in the video, your eyebrows make it hard for me to focus on what you're saying. His eyebrows are fine. Stop being mean. They actually kind of look almost. Yeah, mine are better, but they're not as wavy. But hey, that's kind of mean. I don't know. Well, we got this with this kind of this rock thing going on right here. Natural. Can always look surprised, intrigued. Can you smell what he's cooking? But yeah, so like I'll post, like, if you follow me on X at all, which you can. I believe I have a link. Yeah, I do have my X account linked here. I post a bunch of different shit. I have a lot of interests. I am more political on X though than I am here. I don't want to dive into political drama too much on stream. I may touch it a little bit. I'm not being mean. I'm just pointing out what I see, you goober. I know, I'm not being mean either. I'm just picking on you. I still remember the pictures you did. I'm going to pick on you for a while. In fact, yeah, you probably should just go ahead and share that picture in Discord. Kuro will probably get a laugh out of it. Man, I'm still kind of irritated with Senny for that picture. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to dwell on that. Moving on. Yeah, I'll cover all sorts of stuff. I do like this. I prefer to stay into like video games and entertainment because those tend to be more of my niche. I do love artwork. AI stuff I do support as a tool as I've used it to help myself. Now I cover all that stuff. I mean, I try to. Now, this stuff with bots, push Sony using bots. Not 100% sure Sony is actually using the bots. However, I don't think Sony would be deterring them either. Now, I'm hopefully, because I wasn't able to get a chance to actually fully watch this. So I'll watch it with you guys. Let's continue on, though.
On to case study 2, the supposed Rockstar mega fan. This account was pretty bad. It came off like an official Rockstar promotional account that was constantly defending them on Twitter, and yet it has an unused
AI slop, huh? Hold on. GTA 4 Ultimate Edition's Jason Giraldi E69 ES9 pistol and Lucius Klausch. I couldn't give a fuck. Is this just a skin for the pistol, the actual pistol itself? That's another thing I just hate about GTA 6. Certain guns could be locked behind things, but I won't know anything for sure till I can find someone who can do a deeper dive into it.
constantly defending them on.
Now, that right there, get used to it. Unfortunately, it's not going away. It is. I wouldn't say it's that. I mean, it is a kind of masculine hand, but that is kind of AI-ish. Just the way this sits here, that's AI slop, and that's one thing I don't like. I like AI. I like what it can do. I don't like the slop. That's just lazy. I'm an artist myself. I do some of my own work, and I use AI to help. But I use my own artwork to run it, and then I go through and I make sure it looks good. I'll dissect individual pieces, look at certain things like, no, I'm missing a finger, I'm missing a joint, something like that. The teeth aren't shaped right. You know, all sorts of things. This right here, that wouldn't fly. That would never fly.
Twitter, and yet it has an unused TikTok account. It links to for no reason, almost like it's preparing to use that one as a bot like Swarm account, but hasn't started using it yet. Why link to it if it's not used? And then in the past, also has hyped up a lot of accounts that are now deleted, almost like they were part of a purge of bots. But this here, this for me was the most damning thing. The account.
Damn. Pushing nothing but GTA 6.
Is supposedly 6 years old, and yet the first post was from a month ago, and basically.
Oh, God. That's a dead giveaway. A 6-year-old account? There's only 2 reasons why an account would only have a post like this at 6 years old. One, it was a bot account that was sitting, waiting to be used, and they just didn't know how to use it at the time. Or 2, an actual person purged their entire account using a third-party app, which you can do, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stand by what I said. If you wanted to dig into me and some of the stupid shit I said, I don't care. We all change, and I don't really like deleting posts and such. Unless I said something that was unless I was wrong in something. Or called someone out incorrectly, then I'll delete something, but I also do an apology afterwards. But June 18th, for a 6-year-old account, that's sus as hell.
was just a promotional tweet for GTA 6. Yeah, this one here, I am 99% sure this one is a bot. I mean, just look at the hashtags. It looks completely corporate-y. But, all right, so I said 90%, then 99%. What about that one count I said I'm 100% sure of? Well, we're going to get to it. The alleged Christian, sometimes Nintendo, sometimes PlayStation, sometimes PC gamer, depending on who's paying the account that month, and
Eh,
always AI generated fan that is 100% a bot. We're going to get to that after an ad from a sponsor. You guys know I spend a lot of
we
time.
are not watching an ad. We will skip ahead here. Proton Mail. Not a bad email, but I've never used it. Go right here.
Study number 3, the Christian dad that says, life is so short that you should give.
Now, I have my own issues with the Christians on X. Some are okay. Some are just retarded.
Up on owning games. No joke, a real tweet from this person. As usual, this month, this person, like the other accounts I've been looking at, was spent defending PlayStation, getting rid of disc, and hype.
Hold on. What was that saying? Unpopular opinion. Life is too short to get mad over something as small as physical media. Vinyl, Blu-rays, games, discs, books, whatever it is, it's just stuff. The argument about ownership formats and real collections can get loud, but there's so much more to life. Family experiences, growth, peace of mind, these things actually matter. I mean, they do matter, but the things you have to also matter, though. I'm not going to say they matter more than family or other stuff like that, but they're still yours. You spent the time and money on those, so they do matter. And that time and money is not something to just brush under the rug. That is actually worth something to the individual. And unfortunately, I've seen this by people who aren't bots pushing this. And I'm like, you're online right now. If you truly believed what you're saying, you wouldn't be on here posting that.
This person, like the other accounts I've been looking at, was spent defending PlayStation, getting rid of disc, and hyping up GTA 6, like all of these accounts seem to be doing, by the way. In between, virtue signaling that he loves Jesus and his supposedly totally real human kids. Which, on a side note,
Oh, here's a
you
ginger.
should see the horrific post this guy was.
Hold on. Oh, he's a ginger. He's already soulless. Soulless ginger.
Real human kids. Which, on a side note, you should see the horrific post this guy was making about subjects connected to politics earlier this year. I don't even think I can show them. Clearly bought to post political stuff back then that I, as someone who was at least raised Catholic, find very unchristian and hilarious that now he's acting like, oh, why can't we just not argue after I just said all those horrific things? But anyways.
Oh, I've seen that too. The heavily political ones that then turn Christian or whatever. Or the ones who are supposedly Christian, but have those really far left takes, and it's like, okay, that is a very odd take for someone who supposedly believes in what you believe.
There's red flags everywhere with this account. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will point out that they were part of a boosting club. This is where like different bots find each other, powered by AI, and boost each other and follow each other so they look like they're real because they have a lot of followers, including boosting accounts that speak languages he supposedly does not speak. Very interesting to follow that account. And in fact, his first post was being part of a boosting bot club, and that's despite supposedly joining Twitter in 2023. So supposedly joined in 2022. So the person joins in 2022, nothing for 3 years. First act of the account is to start boosting itself up in other bots. I mean, and by the way, if you check a lot of those threads, a lot of the accounts on there have already been purged by Twitter. Yeah, it's bad. It's hilarious. This is clearly a bot. But here's really the funniest thing for me. There is this
The one thing I gotta do point out is though he's a light mode user. I'm going to give him a negative because of that. All you light mode users can I got fire for you guys. For people like me who are sometimes stuck at the hospital a lot or stuck at home a lot, online and gaming helps me get through a lot of that. Yeah, yeah. I can fully understand that. Yeah.
image he posted at some point to show that he's a real gamer dad who likes Ohio State. And let me just put up this totally real image here. Where do we begin? Well, first of all, I don't know what Ohio State fan would have a tiny little decal in a corner, and I don't really know what's going on with the weird toys going on below him there,
Hold
but
on. Let's
just look at
back
that
up.
American would have a real image.
Okay, let's take a quick look at these. Okay, those toys in the background look like it's one. Okay, we'll start with the other side. His flag here, those stars are completely fucked. That's AI, automatically AI. These toys he mentioned, they look very weird. The angle of that Ohio State sticker is also very weird, and as you can see, there is a clear line. I mean, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look natural. The PC, okay, so oh yeah, the TV itself, right here. You can see these words. That's AI. The can, the monster can. You got four instead of an M. Then the fucking pizza. Oh god, the pizza he's got highlighted here. Keyboard doesn't quite look right, but I can't put my finger on why. Is it the buttons? Oh yeah, yeah, this is the number pad. Those numbers don't look quite right. Well, he's in like sharp focus. Everything else is just kind of like in pretty decent focus, but like the TV. No true Ohioan slaps an Ohio State sticker on their wall like that. And I don't even like sports ball, and I know this. I know, right? It's way the fuck over here, and I think this is the corner. It's way the fuck over here. I mean, why is it like way over here off on the side? I mean, look, I mean, the perspective of this is just off too. I'm not sure what's with the C. Is that the symbol for Ohio college basketball or something? I'm not entirely sure. It's quite a few like this PC case doesn't quite look right either. It looks a little bit empty. Fucking toys down here on the floor for some reason. Why would you have these under your desk? There's just so much that's wrong with this image.
Here. Where do we begin? Well, first of all, I don't know what Ohio State fan would have a tiny little decal in a corner, and I don't really know what's going on with the weird toys going on below him there, but just look at that American flag. Clearly AI generated. Those aren't stars. Or look at the pizza, how it like turns into the cardboard pizza box.
Yeah.
Or if you go onto the monitor, you can see that this is a Bizarro World, a basketball court with gibberish writing all over.
That's C. So Ohio, I mean, like Ohio State is college football, but I mean, basketball. What is the name for Ohio State basketball? Is it just called Ohio State? Buckeyes. They're the Buckeyes. Ohio State Buckeyes, and oh, it's the Buckeye guy. Okay, I know who that is. Still, wouldn't the Buckeye symbol be everywhere?
The place, and actually this one here is probably my favorite part of it. the AI that made this image just kind of seemed to want to make his beer an Ohio State sponsored beer. That's really, really quite funny to me.
Is
Although
that an
not as
Ohio
funny
State?
as this AI bot trying to prove that he's real by posting a new profile picture of himself saying, "See, I'm real." And that
Wait, look at the fucking. Hold on.
picture isn't even the same person. So
Oh yeah. So this is the person in the profile. I completely forgot. Let's get the ginger, the soulless ginger. Yet we'll scroll back here a little bit. That's the person in this picture, not the same person. I completely overlooked that. Well, not to mention this fucking shirt, which has a symbol over here. That's not an Ohio State shirt. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Ohio State funny as this AI bot trying to prove that he's real by posting a new profile picture of himself saying, "See, I'm real." And that picture isn't even the same person.
Hold on. Let's take a quick look at something here too. Hold on.
As this AI bot trying to prove that he's real by posting a new profile picture of himself saying,
The reflection in the glasses is weird too. You got a person here. You got a person here. I mean, the chances of like being another person here, sure. But the person taking the picture directly right here, I mean, hell. That's fucking weird.
"See, I'm real." And that picture isn't even the same person. So, look, there you go. Yeah, I could almost not find anyone defending Sony's actions this month in the replies to their actual posts on Twitter. And every person that I did find, I mean this, every person that I found was a bot. So, does that mean I'm not saying everyone who's defending this is a bot? No. But I am saying that the defenders in those Sony posts seem to mostly be, at least. Again, I can't be sure I've checked everything, but that's what it seems like. And, well, does that mean I'm sure that Sony hired these bots? Well, of course, I'm not sure Sony did. But
That's actually a good question. Yeah, it could be just bot behavior. Bots tend to do this for whatever reason. Like they'll get paid by someone to do what they do. That I do know. The people running the bot accounts will get paid to push a message. Already what? Type faster, Mus. Oh, hold on. My Discord's is down. Basketball team is a Cavaliers. Iowa State Buckeyes. Oh, that's football. Buckeyes is football. See, I don't know sports ball. It's not my thing. But let's take a look at that. Iowa State basketball. It still says Buckeyes. Rockets. Looks like Ohio State is still called the Buckeyes for basketball and football. Cava, spell Cavaliers basketball. Cavaliers is Cleveland. Okay, but that's not. But that's not college. That's professional. Neither I, but as an Ohio, that shit gets drilled in your head. Yeah, it's the same with the Wisconsinite. I know the Badgers and the Packers, so 9 Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah, Cleveland is Cleveland. Where the fuck is Cleveland? Is Cleveland, Ohio? My geography lessons are failing me. Cleveland. The fuck is Cleveland? on the tippy top near the lake. So Cleveland is Ohio, but it's way up there. Oh, okay. But Cleveland Cavaliers are the professional NBA team. But that guy had all this Ohio State stuff, but then it was mixed in with the professional NBA team, the Cavaliers. God, that was some really bad AI then. That was some really AI slop.
I will say that I noticed.
I do have to say this. I am glad some of these people who are using AI to do this stuff are so bad. It makes it easier to find them. I mean, fuck, that shit was bad.
Many accounts do seem to be like they're at least hired by Rockstar. Like there was a lot of these accounts are all about hyping GTA 6 and then defending Sony's all digital future. So if it's not Sony, I think it might be Rockstar. And if they did it, of course, they do it through intermediaries. So it's hard to prove because that would be such a PR disaster. But at the end of the day, and of course, also maybe these are just like Russian or Iranian bots getting ready to attack the American election later this year. And right now they're just warming up trying to look like real people by arguing online about really the hottest debate in gaming this summer.
That could be. Could very well could be. That is a tactic I do remember that they would do. They will do something, pretend to be human, to then push something later, because we do have an election later this year. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, it's already been proven China did do some bullshit. Trump talked about that. I'm not going to cover it, but I'm pretty sure a person that we do watch will.
That could be what they are, but this is what sticks with me. The hashtags look too perfect. If this is some like foreign government account warming up to mess with the US elections this fall, why are the accounts so perfectly tweeting like they're official promotional accounts for Sony or Rockstar? And frankly, the worst thing is, how did that one account know to start hyping up the Odyssey 2 days before the Wolverine deal with it?
I think I just turned captions on. I don't like captions on. Oh. Okay, so the Wolverine. Okay. Death by Trojan. That's the 14th. This post is the 16th. That's 2 days later. Catch a brand new trailer. Marvel also playing ahead of the Odyssey in select trailers. All anything left is rage. Damn you, Cook Wolverine, like a Wolverine fan would cook. Thank you, just can't wait to explore more. I don't see how it's hyping up the Odyssey. I may be missing something here. I mean, Insomniac Games is hyping up the Odyssey a bit. They're talking about this because this came up before. Huh.
That's not a coincidence there. That means someone there knew something. And so if it's not Sony, I think it's Rockstar, but I think someone there at these companies, through some intermediary way, hired a bunch of bots to make you guys feel like you're crazy for saying you want to own your games. And frankly, this right there, that's why it's hard for me to get excited for PlayStation 6 anymore. It's not really about the discs. You could convince me an all digital future will be better. I've talked about it in previous pieces of content. It's just the way they're handling this PR crisis, the way they're treating this community. It tells me I shouldn't support them because they seem to hate their fans and are deploying.
And that he's right there. That is one of the things I hate the most. The way Sony deals with their fans. The dismissive attitude and whatnot is irritating. Which there is on was it the 31st, was it? A Friday. Might be during the day. I don't know. I'll watch it, but we'll probably, like I said, I think we'll watch it Saturday a bit. Not sure how long it is. It's their investor meeting. I think the quarterly report deal. or annual report. I forgot what they called it. And I'm actually very interested in how they're going to spin stuff because we know Sony has lost a shitload of money this year. Concord and Marathon are two of the biggest things. My Marathon Lives thing I will be putting that to use shortly. I just got a few more things I cover here before we jump into Marathon. But yeah,
Employing bizarre methods of gaslighting when it would probably just be cheaper to give gamers what they want, ownership over things they bought.
yeah, and that's the one thing I advocate the most. And now a digital future isn't as it is right now. It's horrible because with the way they do the digital games, you don't own the game. They can take it away at any time. I don't like that. If I buy a game, I expect to be able to play that even if the server shuts down. It's my game. Even as like a single player game, it's my game. You shouldn't be able to take it away. I bought it. I plan on playing it. I may not play it right away because there's so much to do, and God knows I have a backlog of games, and I can't help myself, especially with Pal World. Fuck, Pal World sucked me back in. Yeah, well, that server is up and going for that, for those who want. But yeah, we'll talk about that maybe another time. But yeah, the digital ownership stuff I dislike. Now, I covered GOG saying they got their little thing to download the game you buy through them, and you can do a thing to install it, which I'm going to look into. I have my server running, and I can see whenever someone logs in. It's very interesting to see that, and I probably will have to reset it once a day just to keep things running smooth. But if anything happens, let me know. I haven't been able to get on today, and that pissed me off. I wanted to get on at lunch, but I worked through lunch today because I am a corporal slave during the day, and my sense of getting my job done is actually extremely strong. So I like to fulfill my requirements as a wage slave.
But here's the good news. I don't think this is working for Sony, and I don't think it's going to for a few reasons. First of all, it's blowing up days after my initial reporting, this story I'm bringing up now, that devs are having an issue with Sony because they pay for these slots or they lobby when a game's coming out to get a tweet from Sony around their release to promote their game. Devs are starting to get really pissed off that when their game is promoted by Sony, it's during a backlash and it actually looks like it's actually counterproductive to making their game get more sales.
And I'll say this right now: I am partially responsible for this backlash. uh, can I find that fucking tweet? Maybe I can find that tweet. It's still getting some traction. Let's see if I can actually see that tweet. Can I go here? I still get a little bit of actions. Huh. July 2020. Interesting. You may actually be a bot. Very political. Interesting. Oh, I think I just came across a verified bot. Or a retard. Oh, you are a fucking bot. A verified bot. let's see. Am I getting? I know I've had someone like it. Maybe a little bit easier to find than my posts. I could scroll there. We could just do it this way. Well, I could do it that way too. That works too. No, that's not that one. No. Because I know I got quite a bit. I could just scroll through my replies. Might take me a little bit here, so we'll finish off this video.
That is going to become a bigger and bigger issue for Sony if this continues. Publishers saying, yeah, we're not interested in your marketing deals anymore because everyone hates you, so we think we'll just do our own marketing deal. That's a huge problem. I think that's a thing that could force them to back down here. But another thing here is the amount of comments, not just on Twitter, but just drowning out every PlayStation post on YouTube. And I think there is a misunderstanding here. I think people think that because there's less people per post commenting every day, that means gamers are losing steam and this isn't working. Wrong. It doesn't need to be 100,000 replies for this to work. Shit, it doesn't even need to be 1,000 replies for this to work. A 100,000 would be better than 1,000, but really all you need for this method, right? There's multiple ways to make this work, right? Making it feel like it's too risky for them to do this before they launch PS6, and on the one hand, on the other hand, also canceling PlayStation Plus and stuff, so Sony realizes they could literally just lose money short term over this. And then the third thing is just making it so their marketing can't work. Their marketing cannot work if almost every comment is an angry one saying PlayStation sucks. That means that the money they spent to drop something, to hype people up to buy something, actually makes people not want to touch Sony stuff. You only need most of the comments to do that for it to work. You don't need 100,000. You just need, when people see the first 10 YouTube comments on a video, it's all negative. And that's happening and that's working, and I'm sure Sony is taking notice of that. But that's the second thing. The third reason I think this is getting to a point where Sony's going to have to do something to appease gamers or backtrack on their decision to kill physical is that governments are getting involved. I'm not going to show all of them, but it's becoming very clear that there is going to be lawsuits in dozens of states and dozens of countries, and that a lot of politicians will see this as an easy political win from their constituents to do something like this. And if I'm Sony, I'm going to sit there and go, it's probably cheaper for us to just say people own things when they buy them digitally and to keep doing some degree of physical disc production for the foreseeable future. That's going to be a lot cheaper than fighting out a dozen court battles in a dozen countries for the next decade. And so, keep it up. I actually think it's working. And winning this battle will likely set a precedence for Xbox, Nintendo, and Steam, all gamers, that when you buy something, whether it's physical or digital, you own it. And yeah, that's how scared they are. They're so scared they've resorted to hiring bots to gaslight you. You gonna let them win, gamers?
No, not gonna let them win in the slightest. Oh, here it is. I will bring this over here. This is still gaining somewhat traction. I think it died off now. 11,000. I'm going to toot my own horn here. There were some retries who came on here defending it. Most of them were bots, but I couldn't give two shits. Elder Scrolls Online. Never stop reminding them, we want our discs. July 8th, I posted that. 11,000 likes. Probably some quotes up, just one. Couple reposts by people. Who cares? But yeah. I am very much against this. I retweeted it again myself. Because I did not expect it to actually take off like it did. 11,000. I'm not the only one who doesn't want this shit. I want to own the game when I buy my game. And so many other people want that too. This is kind of why I like Steam. Even though it is digital, they will try not to take the games from you unless something happens. And then there tends to be, believe at times compensation can be attained if you go through the right channels for it. But when it comes to like PlayStation or Xbox, once they take that game, you're completely fucked. And then you can see there's the comments right here, 17K versus 2.7 likes. And of that 17K, most of them are telling them to go fuck themselves. I posted this a few times. This one got 1.1, and this was on Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, which I did see Mokina Lady play a bit. I mean, it looks cool. The combat looks great. It overall looks really beautiful, but I don't like the censorship the devs went in and did. That is the main reason why I won't play this game. Black Ops 2 and Black Ops. I'll tell you right now, Black Ops is awesome. However, it's a digital only, and they will at some point take this away. I didn't get much traction here because so many people are so hard-coded when it comes to Black Ops 1 and 2 because they are arguably the best Black Ops that have been released. That this coming out being re-released again with a server that you can play on and do the multiplayer again. Not to mention the campaign. The campaign was fire. Zombie mode was amazing. And I actually cannot see... I know why I wasn't able to get any traction with this one. Because Call of Duty, I can't compete. GTA 6 was a little bit different, I think. Yeah, I got nowhere with that one. But this is still community noted. And they didn't even bother removing it. Which is fucking awesome that this is community noted. Another one. God of War Lawfare. Wolverine. Marvel Token, though. I am a little upset with Marvel Token. Because it is Sony. Sony has made this and they've blocked it in 132 countries. Because those countries don't allow PlayStation. So they just won't sell it there. It's dumb. I mean, it's the PlayStation Network, I believe, is what they're not allowing. But they still have video games there. But yeah, I went through such like that. Now, we don't need to go on that. So this is currently Marathon right now. Their last peak, it was actually pretty bad. That's their lowest to date right now, I think. Yeah, it's their... we can't count servers being down. Oh, nope. They dipped there. I'm confident that the actual peak hasn't dipped. Alright. Yeah, the lowest peak so far, 5,000. 257, 200. It looks like it's actually 273, but it's changing as the time shifts. But yeah, currently only 4,700 people on PC right now playing at 6:47 p.m. But this lets me. Why am I pinged? Oh, okay, it's just those. Don't worry about it. Actually, I'll clear that. I will get my game loaded up here, and we will switch over to that shortly. I am going to take a quick piss break, and we'll be right back with Marathon. I will see you in a couple minutes.
Pizza mission commencing, already on a mission. One good kidney, one bad. So much pissing, can't sit still. Legs all jittery, about to spill. I gotta go now, gotta go bad. Tapping on the door, about to explode. Gotta hold it in, can't lose my my grip can't go out like that. There ain't no shame in my bladder game. I need to pee. I have to leave. I hope I make it. Oh God, the door is locked. What do I do now? Knocking on that door, or I'll go on the floor. Or I'll go on the floor. Dancing in place, crossing my legs. Has a minute passed, or was it just a second? One good kidney, one bad. I swear that one has it in for me. Gotta go now, gotta go bad. Tapping on the door, about to explode. Gotta hold it in, can lose my grip, can't go out like that. There ain't no shame in my bladder game. I need to pee. I have to leave. I make it. Oh God, the door is locked. What do I do now? Knocking on that.
All right. Let's get this game on the road. Okay, where is it? Where's there it is. Welcome to Marathon. Let me update stream. I believe I could just type it in, right? If I could fucking type. There we go. Aha, Kick has it. Categories updated. No, we will. Boom. We are good to go. And I should actually be able to use my controller for this, but I am probably just going to go keyboard and mouse with this. Go old school like that. I move a couple things around here. There. Aha. I do need to play with that sound because this is a little too fucking loud. It's a little too loud for me. God, I haven't played this in. Hold on. This keeps stealing my mouse, so it's making me a little hard to adjust things. All right. Nothing like some old school here, huh? Now, I've played this a long time ago, and hold on. We need to adjust things here. Preferences, graphics. I am. Sound. Old school looking game. Oh, it is old school. It is definitely old school. So master volume. That is something I want to turn down just a little bit because I am wearing earbuds. Interface sounds in-game FK. Now controls. I need to remember what I got. So aim is this. So glass left, right. It doesn't make sense. So we're using the mouse. Mouse aiming. Okay. Move up. interface. Auto map is M. Zoom in and out. Just probably the mouse key. Alright. Okay, we don't have to save. You just gotta start. Now this was Bungie back in the day. This was the old school shit. I remember when they came out with this, and I played the fuck out of this. And I would zone out for hours at a time playing this. Can't actually do anything with that. And I would just play the fuck out of this because Doom style shit I was into. And this is in this game. Now, when they announced Marathon, this is what I thought they were going to do. Because this game is awesome. Okay? I mean, it's old school right now, but this was up there for the games I liked. And I was kind of hoping this was where they were going to go. But then they gave us that other thing. However, this being the first one, it does improve with 2 and 3 and the other ones, granted. The interesting thing is that how much is actually me pulling the trigger. So okay, so pretty sure I have some sort of interaction key, but I forgot what it was. I actually, the kind of irritating thing though is I'll have to quit because I can't save at the moment. I don't remember what the fuck I'm doing. Control size, okay. Double select. Means nothing. Inventory, so inventory, volume up and down, auto map. Hotkeys mean nothing. Trigger is space, mouse is space, left trigger, left shift. Tab. Tab is action. Okay. Tab is action. Alright, so there we go. We can just go back to this. There we go, connecting. Marathon Emergency System broadcast. Today at 0200 hours, the Marathon came under surprise attack from unknown hostile forces. The Marathon has sustained serious damage. At 0300 hours, alien forces boarded the Marathon. The current situation is dire. All personnel required to arm themselves and fight for their lives. Welcome to the Marathon. Alright, okay, these are page up, page down. I don't... Arrows. Aha. Welcome to the Marathon. I am Leela, one of the 2 surviving artificial intelligence aboard the Marathon. I have been severely damaged and am working to understand the current situation. Find the teleport terminal located in the hangar's control room. By that time, I should have a better idea of what is going on. End message. This is where you are now. Okay. That's where we came in. This is where we need to go. Down the hall and take a left. Okay. There's a jump pad at this location. Oh, okay. There we go. Vital information. See, if they kept the theme of this, I think the Noob Marathon would have done so much better. That's just my opinion. From one gamer to another, I think this game could have been so much better if they kept to this. Or at least something similar to this, but updated, you know? Didn't have to be a Doom clone, but, you know. Okay, we can't open that. I got that. Alright, that ain't too bad. Oh. The red ones got a little bit tougher, apparently. Oh, it's a game save. That was the save spot. Alright. I've been meaning to actually play this again for a while. And this Revival Week 4 Marathon, I think, is the best time to play it. Just to say, hey, I prefer this over the other one. Oh, it was over here. Over here is where I found all that stuff. MA75 clips. Okay, so I found other ammo for something else I don't have. But overall, this run's pretty good. Granted, it's just this, so... Oh wait, we opened that door, did we not? Okay, we open this. Okay, so what was the point of hitting that pad? Okay. That opened the shutter somewhere, right? Where did this open? Oh wait, there's a door up there. Aha! Okay, we found a different pathway. No jumping allowed, but... Where are we at? Probably right here then, huh? Oh, oh, hello, hello. Okay. Oh, damn, okay. You're a tough bitch. Okay. What do we got? This way? That way. That's that way. And we want to go this way. Chat, I am lost. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe this way. You can't jump. Which Hello, it's the red one. He killed me, chat. Oh, that's what that does. Hold on. Now, this is also probably around the time when I played this. I also played Shadow Man. Shadow Man, the original one. Not Shadow Man. Oh, it was a ninja one. It was a ninja game. Shadow Warrior. Sorry. Shadow Warrior. The OG Shadow Warrior, I think, is the better one. The second one was pretty good because of all the Wayne jokes. Nothing like a good Wayne joke. And I think probably tomorrow if I do anything. No, Thursday. Thursday we'll take a look at Marathon 2. Because as fun as this is, it's actually starting to make me motion sick. Because of just how tiny the viewport is. This is actually making me fairly ill, and I am running in circles, which I don't like doing. We might actually switch back to Pal World. Shit. So, Pal World, goddamn, is a bit extensive on resources. So, oh, I don't know what I got. Can I get back out? I can get it back out. We need to go this way. Ooh. Hangar Area 5 Engineering Speed. Blah, 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 blah. That is nothing. That is just a data pod. I do like how I can turn while in the map, which helps me orient myself. Oh, I think I just healed me. There we go. We can move around like that. I do like how this pistol is kind of Blade Runner. Very Blade Runner. Very Blade Runner gun, which which I believe Fallout New Vegas also had the Fallout Blade Runner game. Pistol. I don't remember if it was 357 or something special. Okay. Oh, I hit a jump pad. Where am I, chat? I don't know. Okay, it's supposed to go that way. I don't really care. I want another gun. There it is. I heard you. I heard you, chitter. Alien scum. That's your weird. It's supposed to be a revolver, but it loads like a mag. Oh, we got purple. There we go. All because they have so many. The controls, unfortunately, the controls in this are actually fairly bad. So I'm gonna kill that off. And I'm gonna jump back into Pal World. Or yeah, fuck it. We'll just go do some Pal World stuff for a while. Those of you who are already in the server, pretty sure you can just join in when you feel like it. Actually, I should be able to do it like this. I could update everything. I want to see if that updated everyone if I did it that way. Oh, fuck, I can do it that way. YouTube is a little bit behind. I want to see if you found what I built. Interesting. Interesting. Must did something. Where are you? Pal World. Aha. We're good, and we're still running pretty good. Everything's running. YouTube is way the fuck behind. There we go. Join my server that I am working with another streamer on. Use my own materials I gathered. I didn't gather all those materials for nothing. The ones I'm not sharing, I do have locked. So I'm not too worried. I did get a couple mutations. I do have a mutated egg here. Let's take a quick look at the mutated egg here. Heavily armored eternal engine suit. I don't know who you are. Fell bat. Fell bat. Alright, we do need to get through these eggs, so before I make any more eggs, I will go through here. Alright, so it's in the first base. Okay. Everyone's sleeping. Actually, before I leave, quick check on everything. Balls are good. Ammo is... it's okay. It's decent. Everything is tip-top shape. Oh, yeah, my armor. My Terraria heroic armor. I probably should Oh no, I'm on a mission to do something specific, aren't I? Glass steel. That's what I was going I need oil. That's what I needed. I needed to go on an adventure for oil. Ooh, what's that over here? I'll have to go over here. Wait, hold on, hold on. Okay, I do have them. Alright, let's go take a look and see what Must did. And it crashes. Okay, we got... Oh! Must storage. Oh, she made herself a little house. A bookcase with a bunch of books in there. Oh, you're going to need those. Hell yeah. Not bad. Now, the thing here, whenever you build something that's outside this blue line, as you can see here, it's degrading. And... hello, Ghost Ghost. So you always have to keep up on repairing it. Ain't a big deal. But yeah, not bad. Nice little house. I wish I could extend this out more. I don't know if there's a possibility to do that. Oh, shit. I'll remember that and fix it. Oh, I went through and fixed it. But, you may have built right on top of my ore site that I had right here. But, you can add on to this. I believe we can go way the fuck up there, which I have plans to do. I have plans to make this a tower into the sky and move stuff further inside. I may end up moving a lot of this inside in the future with certain things sitting out here like this mining platforms. The flower. Okay, I have a bit of lag that bothers me. Don't know why I got lag. I can make 377 flour. That's fucking ridiculous. So I'm making massive flour here. Okay, so the talents of resulting pals will grow slightly more easily. The pals lays a particularly healthy egg. Okay, so the regular cake, the pals will lay a healthy egg, which I believe is my mutant egg that I get now and then, and the large eggs. This could be there. We won't have anyone make that. It was an empty area. I can get on and build a new spot if you should me when it's okay. I just don't think I have glass. I don't care if you have glass. You can build on what you want, and I'll go through and replace it with glass. I only make glass